Okay guys, welcome to week 4 of distance learning. This week we're gonna continue working with dilations. Week 3 was more of, do you understand what it means when we are dilating a figure? When is a reduction? When do we call it an enlargement? And identifying the scale factor. Is it 2 times bigger? Is it 3 times bigger? Here are like some funny jokes. We are so similar, so the two triangles have the same angles, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, the green angle is the same. So just a fun way to introduce you to the concept of similarity. And it has to be really perfect. So I also found this one that says, I'm sorry Bob, but I'm still looking for Mr. Right. 91 degrees is not enough to say that these two triangles are similar. What you're going to be learning this week is first we're going to go over the properties of dilations. That's slide 3. We're going to be learning how to dilate figures. Now I'm not giving you the dilation anymore, you have to do the dilation yourself. We're doing that on the coordinate plane, so we're going to continue workbook 14 lesson 2. Again, there's going to be an instructional video on how to perform dilation step by steps. That's going to be on slide 4. And then we're gonna have in here the dilation step by step with pictures. So 5, 6, and 7. I show you the steps that I did in the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, I know I missed the N in here when I took the picture. We are also going to be doing some practice problems. So these ones, if you have your workbook and you want to follow along, this is workbook 14, lesson 2, page 14, problems 11 to 13. There are 3 dilations with scale factor of 3, 0.25, and 1. Remember that if it is yellow, that means that you need to solve a problem in here. You might be wondering, what do I do on these problems? Like this is for the letters, this is for the coordinate points that you have in here. Then we're done with dilations. That's it. Workbook 14 lesson 3, it talks about similarity, and then what we're going to be doing here is some instruction videos where I'm just going to explain. This is pretty easy, the difference between similarity and congruency. I'm going to show you some examples so you can identify whether they are similar or congruent, and then you're going to go to a Google form. This is not a quiz, but it's graded, so no, it's not going to go onto your quiz category, so don't be scared, but it is going to be graded. And if you see here, it's just a simple check, like I'm checking for understanding, see if you can tell me if these figures are similar, congruent, or neither. There's like 10 problems in here, pretty easy, and that's the activity that you have for this week. Next class, like next week, week 5, you're gonna have an assessment. So I'm gonna give you a dilation problem and you have to identify and tell me if they are congruent or similar. So whatever we learned on last week and this week is gonna be graded next week. So just keep that in mind. Remember that at the end, I always add extra resources if you feel like you need to go over more problems. And at the end, the tutoring information, when I'm gonna be available to answer questions. If by any point you have questions on these problems, remember that you can always add comments. Here. If you use a plus sign and then you write, you can tell who I usually tag on things, Mr. Jennings, and then you add the question, I am confused about blank, and then if you click on assign to Mr. Jennings, that we will get this information in our email and we can automatically answer you back in here. Same thing, you type M Ortega-Luquin and then my name will show up, and then you can ask questions immediately on your work. If by any chance you're not 100% sure if your work is correct and you're like, hey, can you check over this slide 8 before I move into slide 9 and 10, go for it. That's totally fine, and it's really easy for us to give you automatic feedback.